Welcome to the heart of Hoosier Country, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and the 1987 Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series. Take cover because we're about to witness some of the fiercest warfare this state has seen since old Mad Anthony Wayne fought off the Indians here 200 years ago. It all began Saturday in the two-wheel drive feature, the battle between car and Mother Nature. The fans saw over 20 two-wheel drives line up for some of the toughest pulling around. At the wire, it was Spike and Stitches, but both were defeated by a rain in a pull-off.
Good run compared to the line of the
We've had to dodge major artillery twice this weekend already. The full pulls lined up like machine gun fire in 4x4 competition with a record-breaking 16 drivers taking their rigs all the way down the track and out the front door. All 16 dug in deep for the pull-off, with Jerry Weaver finally driving the Nationwide auto parts machine to a well-earned victory. Our second event turned into a real dog fight when Mark Hare unleashed Spike to tangle with Mike Stowe's Bad Dog in fierce two-wheel drive combat. When the dirt finally settled, the Bad Dog was on top with 291 feet 8 inches. Mark Hare sent Spike back to his pen in second place, with Dan Bieberich taking Jim Brockman's in-law down the track for third. The fighting has been fierce this weekend, and it's not over yet. Here come the 9200s. These heavy metal monsters are truly the combat tanks of pulling competition. Armed with up to 6 engines each, they can unleash a barrage of horsepower that will send you diving for the ditches. We've had a torrential downpour here this weekend, and it's turned this thick Indiana soil into Grandma's molasses. It'll take every ounce of ammo these monsters have to go the distance for a good run. A challenge for the veteran, a nightmare for the new recruit.
He rolls the Sassy Massey out into the middle. Lumping out, the awesome horsepower reaches down, puts it in gear, backs up. Man that does the thinking. He's set to half track, walks down the red man sign. Meanwhile, the driver backs up to the sled, the film crew right on the spot.
Phil Patterson from Weir, New Hampshire, driving the Knox Brothers machine, Sassy Massey.
Phil Patterson coming on. He's a hired gun in the sport. Hands up indicate he will not move the tractor. It's safe to hook it up. They step out, clear it away, reaches down, puts it in gear. The flagman gives him a pull ahead sign. Patterson reaches down, puts it in gear. He'll wing the motor to clean it out. Mechanic and owner on the tractor standing at about the 235-foot mark on the right side, watching his driver to see what he's going to do. Sassy Massey, first shot, TNT Redman. Summer Nationals brought to you by Kelly Chevrolet in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Full pull, the hired gun Phil Patterson adds another notch to his belt. The Black Hawk Special circles in for the kill, hoping to snatch up a full pull and stop the hired gun dead in his tracks.
Black Hawk Special out of Oregon, Illinois. Russ Jensen doing the driving. Okay, the track is not official as of this time. They're going to run one more tractor before the track crew decides whether or not to reset the sled. The strongest, toughest, meanest 9,200-pound modified tractors in America gather today at Fort Wayne, Indiana on the TNT Redman National Championship Truck and Tractor Pull Circuit.
The Black Hawk Special is unable to take flight, and that nails down the lead for Phil Patterson.
Well, Russ, came up just a few feet short there. Just didn't really seem to get locked into the track. Had plenty of tire speed, but just couldn't get the Black Hawk Special to pick up any ground speed for you.
I was going to take back a weight. I figured I should have when I took off, but a little late then.
Well, I know that it's a guessing game back here. You just got to do the best you can.
Yeah, but track like on today out here, guys should have had about one more back there, but a little bit nose heavy.
Up next is a longtime veteran who'll take a double shot at the lead today. David Banter rides the Banter Brown into town from right up the road in LaFontaine, Indiana. If Dave misses with the brown one, he'll reload later with Mr. Chevy. Both are armed and dangerous with 6 427 Chevy engines.
Crew member running down the left side of the track. It's up to the driver now. Crew member in the red shirt going down the right side of the track by the American flag. They're going to watch him from each angle. Banter Brown not going to do it.
Dave comes up short with the brown one. Time to saddle up Mr. Chevy.
Well, Dave, not quite with the brown one. I know it just didn't seem to really get locked up down the hole. You were in and out of the throttle a couple times, and then finally let her go, but you just never did lock up.
No, it didn't want to leave the starting line. I don't know. I really think it's going to take a good run to get her out now.
The track isn't getting any better as John Heileman makes his way up to the line with Old Red from Rockford, Ohio. Old Red may be short on horsepower, but John's long on experience.
Old Red comes out. Heilman, plenty of action going all afternoon. Rock'em sock'em, truck and tractor pulling at its best. Brought to you by Kelly Chevrolet on the Redman TNT National Championship Series. 3 Chevrolet engines, basically what we're looking at here. Heilman, many times national champion on the NTPA circuit, a strong puller on the TNT circuit. We're glad to have him with us this summer tour, the TNT Redman circuit. Film crew right on the spot with him. Runs 2 crank-to-crank motors. The front 2 motors are crank-to-crank. The stack motor in front of the driver runs off a different setup. Work cut out for him. So far it's taken at least 5 engines to get out of here.
Old Red gives it his very best shot, but still comes up short.
Well, John, mixing it up with the big boys, your 3 motors still pretty tough against even the 6. The years of experience driving the modified class really coming through.
Oh, it's real tough competition. You got the very elite group in the country. We know our tractor's outdated, but I'm real proud of the run. I went over the side, came across. For the conditions of half a horsepower, I thought it made a good run.
I thought it was a super run.
We've already had lots of surprises in today's Battle of the Big Guns. Phil Patterson holds on to a firm lead so far with a sensational first run full pull. We'll be right back with more action right after this. We're back in Fort Wayne, Indiana for more of today's Heavy Metal Showdown. So far, newcomer Phil Patterson has beat out an army of veterans to hold on to a full pull lead. But this big iron battle isn't over yet. Up next, the high roller Driller, driven by Leo K, powered by Aries.
2 crank-to-crank on the front, 2 back-to-back on the side, and a stack motor right in front of the driver.
Leo's from the Keystone State, Lewis Run, Pennsylvania. He runs a 5-engine combination on the Driller, 2 crank-to-crank on the front, 2 back-to-back on the side, and a stack motor right in front of the driver. These Aries engines run about $30,000 a pop. By the time you add in all the extras, you're talking about another $8 grand. That means you're looking at over $200,000 worth of pulling tractor right here in the machine they call the Driller.
Like a rocket, Kay takes her out of here with no problem.
Leo K drills his way down the track to a 2-man showdown for number 1.
Well, one guy certainly made it look easy so far here. Full pull for Leo K, 5-engine Aries tractor. Looked like a lot of fun, Leo.
It was a real good ride, and I think we got a good hold of the track right off the bat. And I don't know if it's whole read come to again, I guess.
You think you'll be joined by a few more of your friends out here?
I think a whole pile of them back there, just waiting to come out.
David Banter's up again for his second run, now behind the wheel of his new rig, Mr. Chevy. This time he'll have to fire a double barrel shot at the lead.
512 plus cubic inch big block.
You count them. 2, 4, 6 Chevrolet engines. 512 plus cubic inches times 6 equals massive home state horsepower for the Banter Brothers machine. Alcohol burning aluminum big block Chevy. He's going to fire him down the right side of the track this time. Here he goes, Dave Banter, Mr. Chevy.
The alcohol burning fuel, the aluminum type engine he runs.
Dave Banter tearing down the right side of the track like a fast-moving freight, spinning the rear tires at more than 150 miles an hour, all the way to a full pull.
I know you were all over that brake coming down through there. You had to do a lot more work than than you were used to doing on a run like that.
Yeah, I had to get on the brake quite a bit, and I thought it hurt me, but I think it locked me into the track. I really do.
We've got another longtime veteran from the Hoosier State up next. From Patriot, Indiana, here's the world-famous Bruce Hutcherson and the Macon Bacon Special, sponsored by Carhartt. Bruce runs 5 alcohol-burning Rodex on an Angler-built chassis.
Indiana, he calls home, rolls up to the sled, 5 engines, 2 motors in the front crank. The crank has got the side pod, the side-mounted motors on the Eagler chassis. 2,000 horsepower per engine, the alcohol version of the Rodex. Not going to do it. One of the big guns not getting out of here. Only 3 so far have made it.
Well, Bruce, I know you'd like to get it out at the end, but just wasn't going to happen today. Anything you might have changed there to get you a few more feet down the track?
Yeah, John, I tried to run a big gear there, and it just wouldn't handle it.
We're always trying that kind of stuff. Why do you do it?
Well, we've been running the tall gear, and it looked like it would turn it, but it just wouldn't get up on top of the tires.
Rounding out a home state threesome, here's the legendary Fred Freeman and Mean Miss Streeter. Got that right hand on the trigger, ready to fire his best shot at number 1.
Watch him stiff arm, throttle on the right hand on the Eagler chassis.
Chevy times 5, riding on an Angler chassis out of Wadesville, Indiana.
National champion on the Busch Pro National Tour. Let's see what he can do. Right hand goes to the throttle. Now keep an eye on that right hand. He will tell you what he's going to do real quick. He usually rolls about 2 feet and then nails it. He'll pull the trigger on you. Not going to do it. 2 of the big guns not making a pull-off.
Well, Fred, I know you're really happy with that run. Didn't get it out at the end, but did a good job of driving and got it right on down.
Thank you, John. Yes, for where I had to hook in the class, I'm real tickled with that run for this track.
Yeah, this track is sort of taking some abuse here from these big modifieds.
Yes, the rain hasn't helped us any this weekend, and the track's really not the best in the world, but we all have to pull on it, so it's the same.
Up last, Bob Moore and Sunday Thunder from Darien Center, New York.
Running 3 Chevrolet engines. Trying to get the horsepower dialed in. We talked to Bob. I haven't seen Bob since the California Tour 2 years ago. He said he's been having some problems getting the engines dialed in. He looked around and said there's a lot of heavy metal here in Fort Wayne this afternoon. I don't know how competitive I'm going to be.
Sunday Thunder, just not enough power to storm down this tough track here today.
Well, Bob, just a little under horsepowered for some of the big boys here, but you surely gave it your best shot. No one has more fun than you do out here.
I enjoy it. I really do. I know I can't beat them, but we try, and it's a lot of fun, and really enjoy it.
You know your day will come sometime.
Someday. 3 more motors, and I'll be with them.
Okay.
3 of the best pullers in the country now locked into hand-to-hand combat for number 1 in this awesome heavy metal modified showdown. Don't go away, we've got pull-off action coming up next. We're back for the final combat in today's Battle of the Big Guns, the modified tractor competition from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Leo Kay, David Banter, Phil Patterson, squaring off for the showdown to determine just who will win the title of Heavy Metal Master here this afternoon. Up first, behind the wheel of the Knox brothers, Sassy Massey.
Patterson does the driving. He's a hired gun, okay? Comes up through the funny car ranks and drag racing. We asked him to compare the two. He said there's no comparison. You sit behind 5 of these big, flat Millerton engines. You got a ride in front of you. Sassy Massey in a pull-off. First one. He'll make a shot, then they'll go after him. Let's see what's going to happen. Back out of the throttle, shy of the 250. Now you got to remember, they're tightening them up a whole lot quicker. That weight sled is catching them a whole lot quicker in the track.
The Knox brothers' new hired gun aims at number 1, but fires a dud.
Well, Phil, just couldn't get anything coming out of the hole back there. Just really, the starting line's just about gone.
It's totally gone. I tried everything I could to get it to hook, and when I did get it hooked, we lost this back motor, so I shut it down. I just feel if you can't, with the guys I've got to run against right now, if I can't get out of the chute and get a good run at it, you're about done.
Up next, Leo K. driving the Driller. Talk about Mr. Excitement. This guy also runs a Driller in the modified 2-wheel class and flies a helicopter in his spare time. He spent a lot of money on this sport, and it looks like his investment is really starting to pay off for him. Armed with those 5 Aries engines, Leo should have all the ammo he needs for a good shot at the lead.
Going after Patterson. Sassy Massey sets on the bubble at a 227.9. The Driller going after him right now. Kay looks down the track. Flagman's giving him the green flag. He looks to the other end. What can you say? Fantastic shot. Leo K. on the other side of the 300-foot mark. Another full pull.
Leo K. drills his way to pay dirt twice in a row this afternoon.
Well, Leo, another full pull made it look awful easy again. Just some awesome horsepower coming through there.
My hat. Yeah, I think this got a lot of power.
You're just having a good time up there, aren't you?
Yeah, we had a good day today. This is not always like this. Usually, we have our problems too, but today we're getting pretty good hold of the track.
Well, it's not over yet. There's one more guy back there who's going to take a good shot at you anyway.
Oh, he'll be right out here, I'm sure. He's super tough.
And here he is, the decision maker in today's 3-way monster modified showdown, the super tough veteran himself, David Banter, behind the wheel of the new and improved Mr. Chevy. He'll have to fire his very best shot to challenge the Driller to a double duel for number 1.
Now all the pressure goes back 300 feet on the other end of the track to a gentleman they call Dave Banter. 15 times Grand National Champion. His brother's spotting the sled. They're lining up right now. They have not given up. Now remember, when Banter qualified for the full pull, where did he come off the track? He went off the right side of the track. Look where they're spotting the sled now. They don't want anything to do with the right side of the track. They're coming back over to the left side of the track. They call him Mr. Chevy. Comes alive. 300 feet apart from these two fellas. The winner will be determined in just a moment. The only way Mr. Chevy can win it is to make a full pull and come back and get a hold of Leo K in a pull-off. Not going to do it. Leo K will take the win. The Driller pulls down a win on the TNT Redman All-American Pulling Series.
Leo K., our first place winner today in 9,200-pound modified competition with an incredible 1-2 punch from the Driller.
Well, Leo, it looked easy today. We know it's not, but you really made it look easy. You put about 30 feet on the Banter brothers, and that's they're not used to that.
Well, we had a better hole shot. I think we got in a better spot in the track than Dave did. He seemed to spin a lot on his takeoff, and I think our tires, we got those new style tires, and they're helping. Naturally, Reed Motors.
We've seen heavy metal warfare here today as one by one the combat tanks of modified competition fired their best shot down the track. Leo K finally comes out on top, firing the driller for double-barreled full pulls that proved impossible to beat. Mr. Chevy David Banter will take second, with Phil Patterson and Sassy Massey sliding into third. It's been the Battle of the Big Guns this afternoon in Fort Wayne, Indiana, part of the 1987 Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series.
The most powerful competition class and the most powerful sport on earth is the 9,200-pound modified tractors. Currently, there's a tie for the lead between Dave Banner's Mr. Chevy, running 6 big block Chevy engines, and Leo K's Driller, powered by 5 aluminum Aries engines. The 5 Hemis on the Sassy Massey have Brian Knox and Phil Patterson in third. Banner Brown and Fred Freeman's Mean Mistreater round out the top 5. Once a year, everybody who's anybody in the pulling sport goes to the granddaddy of outdoor pulling, the National Championships at Bowling Green, Ohio. The 21st annual Bowling Green event comes up this weekend. Then the series moves to the Hickory, North Carolina Speedway, the Hopkinton State Fair at Conocook, New Hampshire, a major twin-track pull in Syracuse at the New York State Fair, Purdue University at West Lafayette, Indiana, and Twin Creeks Farm at Inwood, Ontario, Canada. Be a part of the most powerful sport on earth with a TNT membership. Get 12 issues of Power Tracks, the monthly pulling magazine, a Redman TNT pulling cap, a TNT Motorsports patch, Redman and TNT decals, plus a 10% discount card on all mail order purchases. Send check or money order for $24.95 to this address, or charge it to your Visa or MasterCard by calling 1-800-227-3167. Order now.